POV, I'm your coffee.
Is he for coffee?
This guy's a Chad.
Oh, what? What up, YouTube? We back at it again. You already know. Today was the official last day of my cut.
Ready pistol whip the jawbreaker, this on God. Baby woke up, sound sick. Shoot that boy telling me God. I'm finna pop with a fucking my rod. Bullet the sound 6'2", something big enough to beat you. Beat the boy ass scribbling, nigga not lose. Say shit where I ain't gotta use rules. I can care less what they talk about. On here for myself, trying to ball out. He nervous around as he fall out. Trying to impress her, baby girl, look on my walk down. Yeah, I know you not.
It's been a long summer, you know. So I finally finished my cut, bro. Looking back on like pics I had from last year and when I was doing my cut last year, bro, low-key I was fat as fuck, bro. Like I did not know what I was doing. Like I thought I was like quote-unquote cutting, but in reality, like I was just eating like one meal. I would have for lunch, I would have ground beef and edamame beans, and I would make sure it was like 350 calories or less. And then I would go to the gym after work, and then I would do cardio, and I would make sure to burn off that 345 or 350 calories. So I technically, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm at like 0 calories for the day. I would eat like ice cream and stuff to stay within like my maintenance or my cutting calories, like 1500. But yeah, bro, like I was not getting enough protein. So I was just losing all my muscle. I was just getting skinnier, bro. I wasn't like losing body fat or anything. I was just getting smaller, and I lost all my muscle, and you could definitely tell, bro. And I was still fat as fuck. Like thankfully this summer, I was a bit more educated, you know. I knew how to track all my macros. You know, I was locked in. So yeah, I'm kind of glad this is the last day, bro, because I kind of want to eat stuff again, you know. But anyways, so today's episode is going to be why you probably shouldn't go for alt girls, you know. Now, there's many types of alt girls that you might not be aware of. But the first category of alt girls is what I like to call the Hello Kitty girls, you know. These girls, like, most of the time they have side swept bangs. Of course, they love Hello Kitty. You know, they're probably really into like K-pop too. You know, they're probably Asian too as well. They might seem like a good idea to go for like in the beginning, but trust me, they're probably the worst out of all these that I'm about to mention, bro. They act like a little kid. Like they have so much dependency on other people. It gets to a point where it's kind of like weird, bro, because you're like, why are you acting like a literal like why are you talking like a kid, bro? Because they talk in that little like kawaii voice, you know, do that whole cutesy thing, bro. And it gets so far where like they'll act like a baby or like a toddler, bro. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so they'll depend on you for everything. If you ever get into a relationship with them, they're gonna depend on you for everything. Like they're not gonna be able to cook for themselves, like do their laundry, bro. So yeah, you gotta watch out for that, because you get trapped into being in a relationship with them, bro. Just be prepared to basically be like their father, you know? And low-key, bro, if you are in a relationship with a Hello Kitty girl that is like extreme, bro, and they're acting like a kid and shit, you're low-key weird, bro, because that's kind of like fetishization, whatever that's called. Like weird how you're liking someone who's like a kid, bro. But anyways, I'm not here to judge anyone, you know? Obviously, if you want to go for the Hello Kitty girl, bro, like, go for it. But all I can say is I've had to rescue my bro, like carry him away from this Hello Kitty girl's house, like basically half dead, bro. Like he got the life drained out of him. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. But the second type of alt girl is the goth or the gothic types. You probably like know what this one is, you know. They like to wear a lot of leather, a lot of black. They put like black lipstick on, like fishnets, the whole shebang, you know. Low key, back a couple years ago, this was my type, you know. I would do anything to have like the stereotypical like goth girlfriend, you know. But let me tell y'all, about my first experience that I've had, my first encounter that I've had with an actual goth girl. So this was my freshman year of college, the summer right before. So there's like a shared school story on Snapchat that you can join for your school's class, like your year of like graduating. And one day I was like, all right, I'm gonna go look at this, see what's up. And I look at it and I swipe through, and there's one post by this one girl who's like, she's like looking for fellow goth people to form like a goth club or something, you know, like a goth committee at our school. She looks like she was like heavy into the gothic stuff, you know. She was trying to find other people with similar interests, you know. And me, like, I was young and naive, bro. Like I was like, yes, bro, I'm getting in that, you know. So I responded, or I was like, I just added her is what I did. I didn't say I was goth. But yeah, then she added me back and then talked for a bit and was like, yeah, we'll be sure to meet up at school, you know. Nothing really came out of that until I got to school and I went to the honors college inauguration like speech thing that they had. I sat like up on the top with my friends, and then I look at my phone and I get a snap from the goth girl, and she's like, I think I see you like right now. I'm like, what? So I look like across the balcony and I see her like waving. She's in like her goth attire, bro. This was like a semi-casual, like semi-formal event, bro. So like I was in like a dress shirt and pants, bro. Like everyone else there was in like semi-formal attire, bro, and she's wearing her full goth like getup. This is kind of weird, bro. Like, how do you, like, I probably wouldn't recognize her if I saw her in the wild, you know? So I'm surprised that she recognized what I looked like enough to text me that, like, she was there. So after that, you know, some things transpired. One thing led to another, bro. She came to my dorm room because, like, I got there early and my roommate hadn't moved in yet. So she was at my dorm room. Some stuff happened, you know, I'm not gonna get into it. At some point in the night, she asked me if she could step on me with her like 6-inch platform heels, bro. Now I know how that sounds to a lot of you, and a lot of y'all would fold at that scenario. Y'all would give in to the very appealing nature of that request, you know? But me, even though I was heavy into the goths at that point in time, I was like, okay, there's a line that even I won't cross, you know. So I had to quickly get out of there, even though it was my own dorm room. I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I was like, yeah, my friend got locked out of his dorm room, so I gotta go help him. Even though like there was nothing, even if that did happen, there's definitely nothing that I could have done to like help him get in. But you know, I had to make it quick. I had to think on my feet, you know. So that's the type of resourcefulness that you need to have in those type of situations. I'm just warning y'all, like, unless you're into that, you know, me, I'm not into that, not like super heavy into that. So if you do want to have pursuit of an alt goth girl, just be aware that those type of requests are very common, you know? You always got to be able to think on your feet in those types of situations. Like, I've told that to some of my friends, and they're like, oh no, my steak is too medium rare, bro. My lobster's too juicy. Blaming me for not letting her step on me, but I'm like, yeah, even I, like, I've been known to be freaky, bro, and even I won't go that far. Goth girls, they will have weird requests for you, you know, and you just gotta be ready, bro. So, the third type of alt girl that I have seen in my life is called, I looked it up. Technically, it's called grunge, but I like to call it the earthy alt. So these girls, a lot of the time, they will be lesbians. So just be aware of that. These are the girls who those performative dudes are trying to impress. So for all of y'all dudes that listen to Clairo or like carry a tote bag or they wear socks and loafers, bro, these are the type of girls they're trying to impress with that. A lot of the times these girls will have their eyebrows shaved, you know? They kind of look like aliens, some of them, or they'll have like super long hair. They'll have like 2 dreads for some reason, like, but the rest of their hair is like regular, and they'll have like flowers and stuff and like twigs, and they'll wear like sundresses sometimes. They like to sit on the grass in like random parks. But yeah, these girls are honestly some of the best ones if you're trying to go for the alt. Like, I would recommend going for this because they like to listen to Erykah Badu, you know. They're very natural, so if you're into the bush, then like that's good for you. Me, I'm not really into that, but I can compromise. They will get attached to you, and they'll like to force their lifestyle onto you. One of my homies, he used to date this alt girl who was like hella earthy, bro. And he said the first time that they met, she showed him her rock collection of like birthstones, you know, like astrology, whatever. Like if you're not like an aquarium or like a vegetarian, then we are not compatible. My homie was like, yeah, let me just lie real quick and say that whatever fucking symbol he is, I don't even know. He's like, yeah, we're compatible. He just lied to her to keep her interested. And he soon paid the price because about like 2 months into them dating, she found out that he was lying about his symbol, his horoscope or whatever. And then she physically beat him up, bro. Like, they will beat you up. These girls will beat you up and abuse you. You gotta be on the lookout because since they're super earthy and stuff, their dad most likely beat them as a kid, so they know how to fight. This is just the case for most of these girls. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to square up whenever a problem arises. Or if you're just trying to take the pacifist route, then you just gotta be prepared to get beat up, bro. Build your durability up, because you will get beat over every minor argument. These are pro-feminist like leaders, bro. They're so into feminism that most of them, all the lesbians, they hate men. But if you're gonna date one of these girls, like, there's no way that they're completely straight. They're either bisexual or lesbian. So if you're dating one of these girls, then they are bisexual. So they're like constantly reminding you, they're like, I can leave you anytime for this other like beautiful ass woman who's also super gay. If you even get to date one of these girls, then consider yourself lucky, bro. You're competing against men and women. I mean, most of the competition is going to be other women, but yeah, there's really nothing you can do like better than a woman can to satisfy these alt grunge girls, you know? Like, a woman is gonna be better for her than any dude could. So consider yourself lucky, I guess, if you want to date these girls. But yeah, honestly, out of the 3 that I've mentioned, this is probably the most tamest. Like, you won't have to carry your boy out like in your arms like after he's gotten the life drained out of him, bro. But now the fourth type of alt girl that I've seen is I guess it's called like streetcore or something like that. They like to wear a lot of those Gore-Tex like Arc'teryx jacket type stuff. They like to wear a lot of black too, like all black outfits. They kind of dress like low-key, they kind of dress like opium. They're not exactly goth. They're like cyber goth, I guess is a better way to describe it. Like, they don't believe in like all the goth stuff that they believe in, like putting hexes on people. Like, one time I went to this goth meetup, and they legit, the first question they asked when I sat down was, who is your favorite dead person? And, you know, me, I was like, I wasn't familiar with the goth people at this point. So I panicked and I said George Washington, because that's the first person that came to my mind, and they did not like that, so they kicked me out. Yeah, they laughed at me, kicked me out. So I'm never going back to another goth meetup again. But yeah, these streetcore girls are not goth. They are, I don't even know, honestly. Their personality is kind of tame. They're also like hyper feminists, you know, but they're not lesbians. So they like to sleep around, but they also hate men at the same time. But yeah, if you do manage to get with one of these girls, you will have the life sucked out of you, bro. Like, low-key, since they're super like feminist, bro, they like to be dominant, you know? So you just gotta be ready for that, because they do like to, they're into the same like stuff that the goth girls are into, in terms of like BDSM stuff. They will whip you and stuff. But if you're into that, that's good. Me, I'm not into that, so you will leave like bruised and battered, kind of like the earthy girls, bro, but a different kind of way. Because I mean, if you get into an argument with them, then they will just toss you aside, bro, because they got people waiting on deck, you know? So if you want to get used, then go to one of these streetcore alt girls, bro. But yeah, those are like the 4 archetypes that I've seen in my lifetime. Personally, I've only really messed with the goth girl like that one time, and that kind of traumatized me enough to like not want to get super deep into the goth girls, bro. But yeah, who knows? I might try one of the other ones out. Like, I'm not touching the Hello Kitty, bro, but I might try one of the street cores out. Maybe the earthy girls if I'm lucky enough. But yeah, those are my tips and tricks if you don't want to get your life ruined, bro. But I mean, most of the time it's gonna happen anyway, so it's just inevitable. Like, what are you gonna do, bro? But yeah, bro, hey, follow for more tips.